This is Dr. Urban. I want to speak to you about leaky gut, one of my favorite concepts to ponder the implications and what it means in my life. What is leaky gut? It's when your intestinal lining of your gut is breached and stuff that shouldn't cross from your intestines into your body gets into your body and causes all kind of havoc with your immune system and specific tissues, and you end up with chronic diseases like high blood pressure, dementia, depression, overweight, coronary artery disease, autoimmune disorders. So there's a real reason to look at this concept of leaky gut and do something about it. So where where do we get the problem? Well, there is a plant protein called lectins. It floats, if this is the inside, floats in your intestine, comes from the food, the plants, specific plants, and that protein attaches to sugar molecules in the lining of your gut and causes a breach, a splinter-like reaction, which leads to a hole, several holes, and you've got stuff going into your body past your immune cells that shouldn't get into your body, and it causes immune reaction varying in different degrees. But if you have, for example, an autoimmune disease, you have leaky gut, says Dr. Stephen Gundry, which leads me to Dr. Gundry's four steps for getting rid of leaky gut. You need to get rid of grains, all grains, not just the gluten grains, not just the wheats and the rye and the barley, but you need to get the non-gluten grains, the rice, corn, buckwheat, quinoa. You need to get those out. So it's zero grains. Think grains, zero. Number two, you need to get rid of peanuts and cashews. Number three, you need to get rid of the A1 Northern European milk protein, which generally comes from Holsteins, and that is the principal milk source for American milk products. So you need to avoid Southern European products can be A2, and that's okay for this discussion. And goat milk is okay for this discussion of irritating the lining of your gut. Now, Dr. Gundry goes on to say, he has some books, and you heal your leaky your leaky gut by getting rid of the lectins, and it's a poison. And so I haven't been mentioning proteins and sugars, high protein diets, or any specific diets, ketogenic. I'm not mentioning any of that because it's a protein, and you need to drive that protein out of your system by avoiding the foods. Now, in some cases, you may bring them back a lot later to some extent, but that also, you can go in and out of leaky gut to varying degrees. And so that's a variance that you may or may not want to play with. You may or may not want to so-called go off the reservation. So in the description below, I have a link to a video Dr. Gundry made on a podcast in which the moderator was awestruck, as I was when I first learned about Dr. Gundry's game changer, the lectin concept, because I had come down with type 2 diabetes at that time, and I reversed it completely by going on his lectin diet, and I'm grateful to him for that. So maybe so for you, and whatever issue you may have, and if you don't have any, this is healthier eating. So in the description below is a link to that podcast, and he goes into detail the concepts we have below and other things you can do. But never make any changes to your healthcare regimen without first consulting your healthcare provider. This video is for informational purposes only. So what do you think about lectins? What do you think about leaky gut? One actually causes the other, and you need to consider getting off the lectins and being healthy. And if you have a chronic medical condition, you really need to consider it. Subscribe to this channel, maybe present this video to your medical provider in case they have some interest. And that's the case, part of the case for lectins. Be healthy.